Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and wrestling fans, and welcome to Belvidere High School in Belvidere, New Jersey, as GSHSW.com brings you tonight's action here between the Hackettstown Tigers and the Belvidere County Seaters. Both teams historically very well known for their wrestling schools, multiple state place winners in their previous wrestling history. Two teams that know each other extremely well, and it's all being broadcast here on GSHSW.com, brought to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, the Harrington Companies, Performance Trophies and Medals, Garden State Athletic Network, and Estabilt Wrestling Club, the best wrestling club all around the state of New Jersey. Happy Friday, everybody. This is James Clarke alongside here with Kira Hubmaster, who's on the broadcast with me tonight. Kira, you know, a great Warren County matchup here between these two teams. Both these teams, they know each other extremely well. But let's talk about Hackettstown a little bit. Coach Tyler Cosmore, in his first year as a head coach, 12-2 overall, had a wonderful matchup just recently with the High Point Wildcats and lost 42-33, which was broadcast on here. And this team is on a roll this year. Kira, what can we expect from Hackettstown tonight?
I would expect a very strong showing, as I mean,
They're past welcome to the Andrew Mark Gymnasium, home of the County Seaters.
7 matches. They only lost to High Point. They had a win against Walk Hill, which was 66-12, which is just phenomenal. I mean, Verona as well. They did 60-24. They're doing very good against very high-ranked teams.
Yeah, and they just knocked off Kittatinny 2 weeks ago for the first time in 20 years. But like you said, Kira, great quality schedule that they have this year. They've been in it with High Point, which already decided the NJAC Freedom Division matchup there with those two, and High Point pretty much won it outright. Ended up beating Lenape Valley, beating a very rigorous and tough Morris Knowles team. You know, this team definitely are no slouches. I know they're going to be sitting a couple of wrestlers, just talking with Coach Cosmore before the start of the match. They're going to be sitting some of their best wrestlers out tonight, so I think it's going to kind of fluctuate a little bit with Belvidere's lineup, but really good matchup here between the Hackettstown Tigers here tonight. But Coach Cosmore is very optimistic that they still can get this win right here as long as everybody wrestles their match and they stick into where they need to be. And now let's go over to Belvidere, coached under Coach Dan McIntyre, who has been a coach here for such a long time in his 11th season with Belvidere, but nearly 30 years of coaching experience, where he's coached over in Pennsylvania in the School of Wilson over there for a lot of years before he took a teaching job over here at Belvidere. But Belvidere, of course, 3-7, they're a small school. They're just mustering around 300 kids in their entire school. So their record is a little bit, 3-7. They had some nice quality wins, including their rivals of North Warren beating them a week ago from today, 37-24, but taking some lumps against Voorhees, North Plainfield, Eastland, Kennedy, and of course one of the Group 1 favorites this year, Manville, who is currently undefeated. But they have a couple of quality kids in here. I know they have Pedro Isaac Santos, who should make a pretty solid start here tonight. But, Kira, what do you think about this Belvidere team just based off of what we've seen so far?
I mean, even during the JV matches before we went live, they're very scrappy. They're willing to put up the fight even if they're not always going to win, which we always love to see that kind of determination from a team. Doesn't matter how small the crew is.
Yeah, and that's a great way to describe them as far as being scrappy. They are a very scrappy team. Coach McIntyre, just from myself, knowing Belvidere wrestling for such a long time, having some great friends that live in the town of Belvidere, this team definitely, Coach McIntyre goes over multiple different moves for this team, but they're very well known. And what Hackettstown's going to have to watch for, and Coach Cosmore even told me this, watch for the headlocks. This team is headlock favorite. They love throwing headlocks, and they love riding legs as well, too, so they'll throw in legs at any time with those power halves. But their biggest things they have to watch for, especially in their upper weights, watch for headlocks, watch for any sort of throws that they're going to be working on, for any desperation moves, especially if some of these bouts are close tonight.
Hackettstown's wrestling Raphael Sikorsky, Belvidere,
but a really good matchup here between these two Warren County teams. But Kira, would you like to tell everybody, how can people follow us on social media?
So you can follow us on GardenStateHSWrestling.com for Facebook. You can follow us on X at GardenStateHSW and on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling. Don't forget to also like and subscribe here. Comment where you'd like us to go next. Again, your team, your counties, your site.
And of course, how can you become a sponsor? Can you tell them, Kira?
So you want to become a sponsor for us? I mean, I think no one else should really live up to our expectations. We're a lot better than a bunch of other companies. Sponsorship opportunities available for team pages and live stream coverage. How do you become one? Click the Your Logo Here button on your team's page or email us at admin@gardenstatehswrestling.com.
And we'll get back to you within 24 hours and we can make you the star of the show. But of course, if you would want to bring back and love the sport of wrestling, New Jersey Wrestling Officials Association is looking for officials at any point of the year. So if you want to give back to the sport that you love, scan the QR code here that you see on your screen page here, and you can go ahead and sign up if you would like to become an official. And now we're going to go ahead and stand for the national anthem. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, the Harrington Companies, Performance Trophies and Medals, Estable Wrestling, and Garden State Athletic Network, as well as our other sponsors as well for tonight. For our other sponsors, there are Harper's Grill, The Bagel Smith, D&K Auto Repair, Hunter's Lodge, Trinity Air Heating and Cooling and Comfort, Estable Wrestling, Cosmore's Garage, and Sunny's 2 Pizza and Pasta. Thank you for all that you have for our sponsors for tonight to bring this action here at Belvidere High School. We will be starting tonight's contest here at 165 pounds. And we will get the names up for you momentarily.
Again, starting at 165, I feel like is a very good start. I mean, it's right between the middle and upper weight classes, I feel like.
This is Dylan Perez-Torres for Belvidere for the County Seaters and Raphael Zukowski for the Tigers of Hackettstown. And going in on that shot early is Zukowski. See if he can finish this shot. That would be very crucial if he can finish this shot near the takedown right there at the edge of the mat. Excuse me, in the center of the mat, rather. And he gets the takedown, leads it 3-0. And giving up the reversal there. Make it now 3-2. Yeah, and a beautiful reversal right there. This is what we talked about, Kira, just from watching the GV matches earlier from Belvidere. Very scrappy down low. Very good on from the bottom position, so they're going to have to really watch each time here if you're the Tigers tonight. One minute to go here in the first period. And Zukowski going in, seeing if he can finish a shot of his own. He's trying to see if he can get the reversal. He's right there underneath. He could finish it, but not in a very good position as Perez-Torres is doing a good job with just blocking it off with that crossface in.
Getting the arm over.
Yeah, not in a really good position, as you can kind of see here, Kira, as well. You can see not really in the greatest position now that he gets the head in between the legs. Not in the position that you really want. "15 seconds left to go here in the first period. See if he can finish it here. And now he pops his head out, which is a smart move that you definitely want to make sure that you do. Time runs out. 3-2. Rafael Zukowski of the Tigers is leading this over Dylan Perez Torres of Belvidere. He's going to look over to Coach McIntyre. Is Perez Torres, and he's going to go neutral to start the second period. But of course, as you see, Kara, in a lot of different days with the sport of wrestling, you see a lot of teams going neutral now because of that three-point takedown change.
I mean, it's really a game changer to the sport of wrestling, especially in Jersey now. It makes it so much more appealing to take the actual shot, which is what we needed.
Big time, and that's a very crucial part of what you said there, needed, because that's what was really missing, was not as many shots being taken and a lot more stall calls, and you kind of see less of that now. You'll still see some stall calls at some points, but not as frequent as you used to. And Perez Torres near a takedown right there at the edge of the mat, but they're all out of bounds. And they were very close to being out of bounds. They looked like they were. And now he's got the takedown and the back points coming his way. He's just got to watch. He's holding 4 points if he doesn't stick them. And the fall. And that's going to make it 6-0. Belvidere wins this.
And shout out to our sponsors today of Harper's Grill, The Bagel Smith, D&K Auto Repair, and Hunter's Lodge.
Now we'll be getting here to the 175-pound weight class. This is Kamar Panetta for Belvidere and Darwin Disla for Hackettstown.
And again, having your legs in not too deep help you a lot in experience. Just because if you're too deep and they buck you up, you will go straight over their head.
Always, you always do. Anytime that you get an opportunity to be able to do that, which is always a position that you just don't want to be in. See if you can try and do something here. As I said, under 1 minute to go in the first. You know, you see those legs being thrown in already. And Panetta, a family favorite here for the County Seaters for a long time. They've had a lot of different relatives and brothers that have wrestled through this Belvidere program over the years. And he's going to cut Disla, make it 3-1 now. Both wrestlers continuing to feel each other out, but Panetta is going in on a shot of his own and a double leg takedown, and he almost got Disla in some trouble right there. See if he can finish it right here as we have 15 seconds left to go here in the first. And time runs out, 3-1. Panetta leads this. It's going to be Disla's choice. He's going to go bottom right away to start the second period. See what he can do here as he throws in the legs quickly there. Is Panetta, and now he tries to throw in the second leg. A little bit too high right there, not in a good spot to be able to do it.
Is he actually?
It almost looked like he was going to get him in a spladle.
That's what I was trying to hold my breath for that one.
Almost a spladle move right there, which is something that we see maybe more often now than we did before. In like the years that we've wrestled, at least.
I will say it's definitely been a social trend as of recent.
Yes, it has been for some odd reason. Now a lot of wrestlers just love pulling those spladles and throwing them at any time, and you even see some that just do it and they don't do it correctly. Interesting to see. We're approaching to about 1 minute left to go here in the second, with Panetta leading this 3-1, but he's trying to get some additional back points on top of his 3-1 lead. And he has that power half thrown in, but Dislet, who's had a lot of experience this year in wrestling, who's wrestled up at 190, 215 this year, and dropping down to 175 this season, definitely has a lot of mat experience from this year, as do a lot of these Tigers do. They're a very young team, a very heavy junior class, and they'll return all of those next season.
And again, it's very rare to also see legs thrown at 175 to begin with.
It is. It's very uncommon that you do see that. You mostly see it in the lower and the lighter middle weights before you even see it at upper weights like 75 or 90, anywhere like that. See what he can do here. He's doing a good job riding from top, and now he's got a cradle locked up. And he's going to throw in the other leg right there. Just under 5 to go here. And he gives up the escape right there before the end of the second period. 3-2, Panetta leads this. It's going to be Panetta's choice. And it's going to be very interesting what he can choose to go here going in to the third period. He chooses neutral, a position in which Coach McIntyre feels very confident for his Belvidere wrestler to be able to do. And trying to get in on a shot of his own there is Panetta. Hey! And a very interesting throw right there. Disla tried to go in for a throw of his own, but you don't do that with Belvidere wrestlers. And he gives up a 6-point play, and it's 9-2 Panetta, who leads us with 1:15 left to go in the third. Oh, we must have not have given him back points.
That's what I was saying, that it was crazy that there was no back points there.
It should have been at least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But now he's going to give him the 3 points. So now we're going right back to the 3 points right there, 9-3.
I was like, my jaw hit the floor when there was no back points there.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that there wasn't there because he was on his back for at least 2, maybe even 3 seconds because it's with those quick counts. It definitely, a lot of officials will put those points up right away for quick counts.
As we're hitting red zone time now, we are looking for something big, and he keeps just rolling himself through.
He's just not in good predicament, and that's the problem what it is with some of these wrestlers that wrestle Belvidere. You just cannot, and he gives up the fall. That's stuff that you just cannot give up in crucial moments like that. You have to be able to wrestle through with your matches like that.
When you're wrestling in duels such as this, you got to think of also the team score, not just your own score. When you're in the tournament, if you're already losing, you have nothing left to lose, go throw that headlock.
Yeah.
But when you're in a team score and you could only give up 3 instead of the 6.
Yeah, anytime that you could be able to do that, that's always something that you could always do. But now it's 12-0 Belvidere. And now we'll get into the 190-pound weight class.
With a forfeit for Hackettstown. So chopping Belvidere's lead with only 6 points in between. And another forfeit, which ties up the match. 12-12. And thanks to our sponsors, Trinity Air, Estabilt Wrestling Club, Sony's Pizza and Pasta. And one thing I will say is Belvidere's entire team has so much movement. It's amazing to see this even in the heavyweights.
Takedown by Dos Santos. He leads this. And he's going to get the back points there on Andre. And he gets the fall.
So team score now being 18-12 with Belvidere leading.
And now we'll get into the 106 weight class here.
And I believe this should be a forfeit, I thought, per the Lehigh. And it is, so tying the score back up again, 18-18. And I believe 116 was also, but I do not know. And it is. So now Hackettstown is leading 24-18, still only a 6-point difference. And another forfeit. I thought there was only supposed to be 4 forfeits. Okay. As our inside information had it, we were told before the live stream it was going to be 4, but it was 5. And now getting back to the action, we're at 126 pounds. And he's going out the back door, which was beautiful to get his 3.
Yeah, Belvidere gave up a lot of forfeits. That was like the 5th forfeit, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the 5th. I was talking earlier that I thought it was only supposed to be 4.
Yeah.
Inside sources told us. So
yes, no, there were supposed to be. They're definitely. I know they're definitely missing some kids in their lineup, and I know Hackettstown was going to sit some kids tonight, so that also plays a big factor into it as well too. But now he's got a cradle locked up right here. He could get him stuck right here.
And he does. He just needs to pull a little tighter and get his knee in more to the hip, and he does. I love me a cradle. I'm from Sussex County. What do you expect?
I always refer to it as the Sussex County favorite when it comes to those cradles. You guys love cradles up there. Coming from Hackettstown and wrestling all of those Sussex County favorites over the years. But the Hackettstown, that's their first contested bout that they have won tonight. But now we'll get here to the 132-pound weight class. This is Diego Penalusa for the Tigers. And this is Sueleto Santiago for Belvidere, Spainer. And Diego Penalusa gets in on the takedown early, gets the back points. He could even get the pin right there, too. And he does. And just 18 seconds.
And the team score is now 42-18 with Hackettstown leading.
And now 138. This should be, I think they're going to send out, this is Brian Doherty for the Tigers.
And again, even for the matches they have both been competing in, it's been evenly matched, even if it's like discrediting the forfeits.
Takedown right there by Doherty. I know that he was one of the only wrestlers I know Coach Cosmore was talking about tonight that he was going to throw out there because I know he had missed some matches due to injury this season, and he's still under that limit pretty well. So,
yeah, as we're into peak season, it's you got to start looking at how many matches you have left before you hit 30, before like districts, stuff like that. So it's almost a math game more than actual competing.
And we're the only state, at least that I know of, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong, though, too. But I will say this, though. This is definitely one of those it's one of those things where we're the only state in the country. We could be one of the only ones, if not the only one, that has a 30-match limit. You go over to Pennsylvania or Iowa or even California, they're wrestling almost 70 matches a year, which is insane, and you get to see a lot of those high school wrestlers really adapt into the college level at that point because of how much experience they get in dual meets, and they don't have a match count.
But also there is schools that can't necessarily wrestle up to 70 matches in Jersey too, so it's almost making the playing field more even, saying as this school, since they have more funding or whatever, can travel a lot more than say another school. It makes it more fair for the wrestlers.
Yes, that's very true. And a headlock was thrown there by Fataruso, but they're going to go out of bounds here with 12 seconds to go. And that was actually he almost actually put Doherty in danger there, was Fataruso. And now Doherty gets in on the takedown. He should be near it here. He may not get it at the end. He's not going to, but he leads it 3-1. This is going to be Belvidere's choice here. They're going to defer. Coach McIntyre wants Fataruso to defer. And up he goes neutral. Again, as we see, I don't think I've seen a Belvidere wrestler choose to go down just yet in this matchup.
Again, they're very scrappy and they're very light on their feet.
They very much are, and we've seen it several times where they've had the headlock thrown in, but they just cannot finish it, and that just comes from the experience. A lot of these kids from Belvidere a couple of them do come from the rec programs, but then there's some that just start right into high school. But Coach McIntyre always does a good job to get the best out of his wrestlers. Near the 3 right there, and he does. He gets the takedown. See if he can try and lock something up. He has a crossface. Yes, crunch time. See what he can do right there. He's looking, is Doherty. And now he's got the near side cradle there. He's in positions to get it, but not going to do anything with it. With a minute left to go here in the second. Got to give credit to Fataruso. He's been wrestling Doherty tough.
And again, it takes a lot of effort not to get turned on bottom.
And it really does.
Even if you can't escape, to just keep working towards your base and giving away all these extra back points is a really good thing as well.
Yeah, 100%. And you see, with coaches always choosing to go bottom, it's not always as easy as it looks from a coaching standpoint or the fan standpoint. Everybody's always shouting, get up, get up, get up. And, sometimes the weight goes into it. It's kind of hard to get up sometimes. 6-2, Doherty leads this. Just about 15 seconds to go here in the second.
That was beautiful if he followed through.
And he's trying the headlock again as Fataruso. He's definitely not giving up on those headlocks, and a beautiful takedown by Doherty to end the second period. 9-2, he leads this, and Fataruso a little slow to get up there after that. But Doherty's going to go underneath to start the third period.
I always like watching when people choose bottom how they face their feet. Because sometimes people have them pointed in. Like, I know when I went for like a switch or a reversal, I had my toes pointing both the same direction.
Yeah, and that's a good point, too, that you brought up there, Kira, which, I don't think we've really brought up on the broadcast as much. When you are on the bottom position and you watch the feet of the wrestlers, you could tell right away from like a spectator watching or a broadcaster that's going to get stopped there for potentially dangerous. I kind of figured that was going to get stopped right there because it did kind of get a little bit out of whack. Anytime that arm doesn't go perfectly straight, officials are going to stop that every time. But it's a very dangerous move if you can keep that arm straight, which it's pretty tough to be able to do when you're reaching back for that far arm. See, he's got something thrown in, but Doherty needs to get out of this one to get the bonus point victory. So we approach the 1 minute left to go here in the third. And Fataruso, he tried to turn Doherty to his right. Might not be able to do anything with that.
And now we're officially hitting red zone territory with only 30 seconds left.
Yes, the red zone. They call that the witching hour, where losses become wins. Wins become losses, and losses become wins. And a shout out to Scott Hansen, who was the NFL red zone. I almost thought he actually was going to get the turn there.
I thought he was going to get at least a swipe. And again with 10 seconds on the board.
Yeah, not going to have enough time to do anything here, but Doherty is going to keep this to a regular decision. But I got to give credit to Fataruso. He did hang in there tough. A really tough time he did. He hang in there tough.
And you can see he just put his all out on the mat.
He did, and that's something that you got to really give credit to for being able to do that. But now it's going to be a 45-18 lead here for Hackettstown.
And again, thank you to our sponsors, Harper's Grill, The Bagel Smith, D&K Auto Repair, and Hunter's Lodge. We also have Trinity Air, Estabout Wrestling, Sony's Pizza and Pasta,
and Cosmore's Garage.
And I believe we only have this match in.
That's Brian. Who wasn't just wrestling?
And again, good scrapping for Belvidere.
So my apologies from earlier. The last match up there at 138 was someone different from Hackettstown, but now this is Brian Doherty. It's kind of tough sometimes to be able to see all the wrestlers, especially when they have their headgears on. So we do apologize for that. But now we got that right name right.
And again, the score is not going to show it, but I really think Belvidere did do a great showing today. I mean, they're putting up a really good fight.
They really are. I mean, they really are very scrappy, where Hackettstown has kind of like their weakest spots. But Colton Colucci is definitely a very solid wrestler. Was a 500 wrestler for the Seaters last year. And I know Coach McIntyre definitely had a lot of big things. And this is the kind of matchup I know both coaches were looking for to get into this one. And Doherty gets the takedown. Leads it 3-0. Again, we apologize from the last match that was won there by Hackettstown Wrestler.
As we're hitting the middle of red zone, Hackettstown is going to be leading this match 3-0.
That's going to be the end of one period right there. Doherty leads it 3-0. And this is where Colucci, I know Coach McIntyre said he's very good in the top position. So that's something, as you see the legs being thrown in once again.
I feel like every single weight class that they've wrestled other than heavyweight, I've seen them throw legs.
Yep, that's why I said on the broadcast earlier, watch for those legs, watch for those headlocks. That's like the two biggest things that you just cannot let Belvidere do on you. Let's see what Colucci could do, but he's going to get out of that one. Is Doherty make it 4-0. And a really good matchup here between these two wrestlers.
And again, it's very weird to see at 144 the distance between them. Like, they're wrestling really far apart. They're not really hand fighting. They're just waiting for someone to mess up their stance.
Yeah, this is kind of like the start of like where wrestlers are going to just start wrestling very much more like chess match like kind of like in the middle weights a little bit, where it's not like as much as like the lower weights where they're going in quick. These guys are very technically sound, but they're also very conservative wrestlers as well. 40 seconds left to go here in the second. Doherty holds for a 4-0 lead. And that's going to be stoppage there for the stalemate. It's going to leave us at 32 seconds left to go. See if he can get a shot of his own. There is Colucci. Because he needs to be the aggressor going into the third period. He's got to get a shot in. Because I haven't seen him really. He took in one shot, two shots at least in this matchup, but Doherty's just been able to counter off of it. No takedown, and they give a takedown right at the edge of the mat, but it's pretty close to me, to be honest with you. And Coach McIntyre is going to tell Colucci, take top. I don't know. What do you think about that, Kira? I think that was just right at the buzzer.
I wish we had our instant replay on just now.
I would have to go back and watch that and just see where the buzzer ran, because I do think that was pretty.
I think it might have been right at that point.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think he would have been able to finish it either there, but if you watch the replay later on, we'll definitely be able to see that, because I do think that was just right at the buzzer, barely.
And again,
he's got that arm bar thrown, and he knows that legs aren't working for him, so he's trying something different. And he's got that arm bar. He has that still thrown in, but he hasn't really been able to do anything with it. Now, and they're going to have to watch that. Yep, and I knew they were going to hit it as soon as that happened. I knew they were going to definitely hit it right there. So now it's 9-0. Doherty leads us with a minute to go in the third. And he's in major decision territory right now if he can hang on. But Colucci has to be the aggressor. And he gets a takedown, make it 12-0. Only one more turn that he would need for a tech fall.
Calling time?
It's going to get some injury time right there for Colucci. And as we're doing that, Kira, how can people follow us on social media?
So you can follow us on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, and on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling. And don't forget to like and subscribe here. Again, comment where you'd like us to go next, and your team, your counties, your site. And again, we have sponsorship opportunities all the time here. We don't just do wrestling. I know it's surprising as it's in our name, but we don't just do wrestling. So how to become a sponsor? You can look for the Your Logo Here button on your team's page or email and email us at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
And we also like to take the time to thank the Harrington Companies. Harrington Recycling Company Incorporation, Harrington Incorporation and Sons, Hoffman Supply Home and Garden Center, the Harrington Companies. They're big sponsors of all that we do here on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. And, of course, if you want to be built into wrestling, you need to be Estabuilt in wrestling. Estabuilt Wrestling Club, located on 7 Allright Road in Hackettstown, New Jersey, technically at the top of Bud Lake. But Estabuilt Wrestling Club, run by Justin Estevez.
You and Don are both saying that now.
You need to be Estabuilt. I think Don might have a few words to say with me for tomorrow when I see him. 12-0 lead here. Doherty leads this. 30 seconds left to go in the bout. It looks like it's a favor of Doherty that's going to go ahead and win this one. See what he can do here to just kind of turn a little bit, if he can get the turn. But not going to have enough time to really be able to do anything to get the tech fall, so he may just settle for the major decision, and they're going to go out of bounds with 10 seconds to go. That's going to be a caution there on Doherty.
What did he even throw out?
That looked like a piece of tape or a nose plug there.
And that is a textbook Grampy.
That is, we talked about that earlier in the match. We talked about that earlier in the match, but 12-0 win here for Brian Doherty. 2 more bouts to go. And it's a 49-18 lead here for the Tigers. Now we'll get to the 150-pound weight class. Corbin Booth and from Belvidere. All right.
And going straight in. Again, no action yet, but they are definitely going back and forth with an amazing mat return straight to the back on the edge of the mat.
Yeah, Corbin Booth, definitely one of those wrestlers. I know Coach Cosmore is definitely holding up on this year as he gets the 4 back points, 7-0, and what a scramble right there, Kira.
Holy cow.
Could be the scramble of the year. Looked like Sir was going to get in and get a takedown of his own, but then Booth came around, spun from behind, and got a 7-point play out of it.
And he just stood up for a second. I just want to give that recognition. He just stood up there, and then he went.
Yeah, exactly. So I caught that at the corner of my eye as soon as I was putting in the names for the teams. See what Booth can do here. He has his head kind of popping out a little bit, but not going to get anything out. Nothing going there yet for him. They're right at the edge, out of the bounds line, but Booth has both toes in, and now all 4 feet are going to go out of bounds. 56 seconds left to go here in the first period. It's a 7-0 lead here for Corbin Booth.
Talk about out of bounds. I was at Mount Olive 2 weeks ago for a girls' match. It was Mount Olive, and I think it was Lenape Valley. And he loves his mat returns.
Yeah, he just throws in those claws every time. That mat return claw, he'll throw it right over to the mat, and he gets the 4 back points at the edge. Not going to get the pin, but he's going to get 4 back points on top of that. Eddie leads this. Oh, nope. Does he? He only gets him a 2 swipe there. All right.
But again, like I was saying, the one girl fled the mat so bad that she scooted and then just held the mat and edge of the mat and pulled herself off onto the court. I was like dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's something that you don't always see every day.
Crunch.
Now he's got that crossface. He has the cradle. He's working for the crossface cradle. And he's also hooking in a leg as well, too. He has his right leg underneath the right leg of Sir.
And something that's just been on my mind, when people are in their extended base like that, I used to put my leg behind it to go straight for a Peterson.
Do standing Petersons?
Yeah, because you're already there. Their weight's already loaded. Just swing your leg behind theirs and lock.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a good point. If you have that upper body advantage to be able to do that, and you have strong hips like that, it definitely can be done. I've seen stranger things happen in the sport of wrestling in all the years that I've been involved in it.
Because I just see so many people nowadays just get stuck there in their extended base and they don't know what to do. They don't circle out. They just stand there.
They just stand. Yeah, well, that's the truth, really, because all you just do is just stand there, and you don't really need to worry about doing anything until they hit you. They hit the top man for stalling, because when you're holding on there for dear life, they're going to hit you there eventually. He's near the escape. There is Booth.
Oh, and a mat return back.
And a very nice one at that, too, for Cesar.
Ooh, locked.
He definitely was close to locking up something there. Cradle. He has the crossface thrown in. And he's standing up, and he's trying a Granby of his own. But great job by Cesar. He's riding tough here in this period as we approach the 1 minute left to go. And now Booth has that right wrist control there. Now he's going to get the reversal of his own and get additional back points on top of it. This is likelihood that will be the tech fall for Booth. And that will be the tech fall. He gets 15-0 straight up. Booth wins this. But a great job really right there by, for Cesar. He definitely hung in there as long as he could. He was riding actually pretty nice there for the entire time. But one more match to go here in this wild little matchup here. 54-18. Hackettstown leads. This is one more match to go, and we're at 157.
Wait, didn't they start at 65? Isn't this the last match?
Yep, this is the last match, 157.
And with the quick takedown for 3.
Carr leads this. This is Evan Carr for the Tigers, and for the County Seaters, it's Elijah Scow. See what he can do here is Carr, another solid wrestler up here at 157 for the Tigers. And he tried to get a turn. He tried to get a tilt right there. And just knowing, well, my back's right there. It's exposed. It could be as flat as it could be. Not going to do that.
That was just a funny interaction for like the 20 seconds right there of both of them.
And now he's got that near side cradle locked up, and he's got it in tight.
His shoulder's just too elevated.
He could actually even try to, honestly, I kind of thought he could have tried to sneak out from the back door there and could have gotten Carr in danger. 7-0, he leads this with just under 30 to go in the first. He's going to cut Scow, make it 7-1. He leads this. As both wrestlers are still continuing the hand fight there, and not much is going to be given up here, I don't think. But who knows? Scout could get up a takedown of his own. Not going to have enough time to do it. 7-1, Carr leads this after 1. And they're going to go neutral to start the second period. And now he has the near side cradle locked up right there. Is Carr. He could finish this. Going to get 3 back points on top of that. Just only one more turn he needs for the tech fall. But, of course, knowing Carr, he's probably going to want 6. Just gives him the 3 takedown. I would have thought he would have given him back points on top of it as well, too.
Me too. I've been really confused today.
Well, 10-1 is the lead for Carr, so a couple of more turns, and then we would be talking for a tech fall.
I think we're just getting too excited.
Yeah, I think that happens quite often. You see Kevin Harlan try to call 2 NFL games during one broadcast.
And right on the edge of the mat. And the little shrug to scooch out.
And now he's going to give him 3 back, so we're right back up to 13-1. I knew we were right there. We were definitely right around there somewhere. We definitely knew we were not too far off. Just a minute to go here in the second, and Carr leads us 13-1 over Scow. He could get something going here, but I don't know exactly if he's. He tried to get it. He was trying to get something there as far as like a cradle goes, but he wasn't going to get anything with that.
And now we're officially hitting red zone in the second period.
Where wins become losses and losses become wins. Gotta love Scott Hansen in the NFL red zone. 15 seconds just about here in the second period. It's a 13-1 lead still for Carr of Hackettstown. Tries to break down the base of Scow. And they're going to go right out of bounds here. Just 3 seconds to go. Not going to have enough time to do anything there.
I've never really seen anyone, like, if the ref stops them, it's usually for their placement on the arm. I've never really seen that many stops before for the length your leg is away behind.
Yeah, not as much. You don't really see that as much. And Carr spins from behind, gets the tech fall. And that's all that she wrote here in Belvidere. 59-18 win here for the Hackettstown Tigers over their one of their Warren County rivals of the Belvidere County Seaters. But, of course, Kira, why don't you tell everybody about how can people follow us on social media?
Again, on our Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, which I just got a little notification that we are live streaming some other matches tonight. So don't forget to go check them out. I mean, it's always cool to keep in check with everyone competing. And I know we're also doing a lot tomorrow as well. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment where you'd like us to go. And again, if you want to become a sponsor us. We're not just wrestling. We do a bunch of other sports. So how do you become one? You can hit the Your Logo Here button on your team's page or email us at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
We like to take the time to thank some of our sponsors for tonight that made this possible. The Harrington Companies. Harrington Recycling Company Corporation, Demolition and Recycling. Harrington Corporation's Sons. And Hoffman Supplies, Home and Garden Center, the Harrington Companies. And, of course, if you want to be built into the wrestling condition, you need to be going to Estabuilt Wrestling Club, located on 7 Allwright Road in Hackettstown, New Jersey, technically Bud Lake, New Jersey, but, of course, all close to one another. But Justin Estevez does a great job. He has a lot of wrestlers, especially some here at Hackettstown, that do go to that wrestling club. So if you want to be built into wrestling, you've got to be able to do that. Estabuilt Wrestling. Performance trophies and medals, we will present to you at the end of the social medias. We will present our hammer of the match for performance trophies and medals for all of your stuff here for wrestling on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. And if you want to give back to the sport that you love, why don't you become part of the New Jersey Wrestling Officials Association? Scan the QR code below for more information on joining the top wrestling official association in the U.S. Of course, New Jersey wrestling officials are definitely some of the best in the country, of course. So scan that QR code, and you can definitely be a part of that today. And, Kira, how about some of our other sponsors as well, too, our local sponsors for tonight?
And again, a big thank you to Harper's Grill, The Bagel Smith, D&K Auto Repair, Hunter's Lodge. We also have Trinity Air, Estabuilt Wrestling again, because they get shout out twice. We also have
Cosmore's Garage.
And Sony's Pasta and Pizza.
Of course. And now we're going to make our way back into... wrong one here. All right, we are inside the Harrington Press Box. This is James Clarke, Kira Hubmaster here at Belvidere High School. 59-18, Hackettstown won this over Belvidere. Kira, you know, as we kind of talked about it a lot during the broadcast and even beforehand, too, Belvidere... You know, despite the numbers, despite their record, they had a lot of scrappy kids that could hang in with some of Hackettstown's toughest hammers.
Yeah, and again, if you're not looking at the forfeits, this is a lot closer than what the score ended up being. And they did really go out and gave it their all. And that's all you can ask for as a coach. Even you can keep wanting them to win everything, but as long as they're putting their all into it, and you can't be mad at them.
No, you really can't. And, you know, Coach McIntyre understands that. It's a small school. They get even 20 kids on their roster for this wrestling program. That's something big. You know, that's something that Coach McIntyre definitely is very prideful of when it comes to really just that. And there are a lot of scrappy kids down there that just need that more of that mat experience. And maybe they could even go to Estabuilt Wrestling Club. Sponsored here at GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
Where you can be Esta-built. Yes.
All right, well, folks, that's going to wrap it up here at Belvidere. 59-18, Hackettstown wins this over the County Seaters. Tune in tomorrow. We are over at the Morris County Wrestling Tournament, our annual one that we always like to go over and broadcast every single year to you. That's at Mount Olive. We'll be streaming the whole entire tournament tomorrow, as well as the finals as well, too. And we will also be at the Passaic County Tournament that is held at West Milford High School. As well, we'll have some commentators and some broadcasts over there. And we're not done yet, because we will also be at Phillipsburg High School for the annual and the biggest rivalry in the state and in the nation. The Easton Red Rovers are going to be going in and wrestling the State Liners tomorrow. A lot of wrestling action coming up this weekend. But that's going to do it here for Garden State Just Wrestling. For Trent, the cameraman, Kira, the voice of New Jersey wrestling is what they say.
New Jersey now? That's crazy.
Yep, of course. I promoted you. Just don't tell Don. This is James Clarke saying thanks so much for tuning in, and we will go ahead and see you all next time. Have a good one, everybody.